How's it going, guys? I'm Ray and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are renovating the Riverside Roost in Willow Creek. It is called the Riverside Roost, right? Yes, I wrote it down just to be sure because I'm not very good at remembering these names. And when I'm watching these speed builds, I am actually watching them on a much smaller screen than you guys are seeing the build, so I cannot read that. I cannot read what the title of this build is. But anyway, that is what we are renovating today. This is my first renovation video here on the channel, so I'm very excited. That being said, OMG, this build changes so much from what it originally was. So, in all honesty, this build, in my opinion, is way too big. I like the build from the exterior. I kind of like the shape. I love the double porch from the back. I was about to say the back, but it's on the side and then up on the second level. I love the double porch. I think that's really cool. But I just think it's huge. It's unnecessarily big. So, even though I set out to keep pretty much the bones of this whole entire build, I shrunk it down quite a lot. I did not intend to make this a little small home, but it did turn out that way because that's just how I am. That's how I build. I like squishy little homes. So I did intend to keep this shape. I really did. The shape, the size, everything, and just the more I worked on it, the more I'm like, nope, let's just scratch all of this and we'll start fresh. So I don't know. It's not much of a renovation because we pretty much gutted the whole thing. As you can see, this is pretty much what the entire build ends up looking like. It's very small in comparison, but I like it. I like the size. I actually think I did a halfway decent job renovating this house. Again, I feel weird calling it a renovation because at this point after a while it became more of my own build than it became a renovation. If that makes sense. And I think I tried really hard to keep the vibes, you know what I'm saying? So we did keep that double porch that I was talking about. I used a lot of like older looking columns and fences and things of that nature just to try to keep it blending in with the world. I didn't want to make it look like it didn't belong here in Willow Creek anymore, so I did try to keep the vibes. And what I did is I actually used this yellow siding from Horse Ranch, and I kind of wanted to make it look like somebody had restored the old paneling to its former glory, because the paneling used to be a old looking, like a sad looking beige color, and normally I like beige, so I'm not criticizing it, but it's just not the best siding in the world. I'm not a huge fan of it, so I just thought maybe, okay, this house is old, it's faded, and we're gonna give it an updated paint job. So I kind of imagined that the sad beige actually used to be this really pretty vibrant yellow. So we slapped a new coat of paint, this nice soft buttery yellow, sunshine yellow, whatever you want to call it. I like butter yellow. I think it looks like a butter yellow to me. So I think the exterior doesn't look all that different. Okay, it does look different, doesn't it? It does look different. But I think you can tell that it's the same house, technically. So yeah, that was kind of my plan, is to just update a fresh coat of paint, update all the windows, but keep everything white, keep everything looking like it's a little bit older, but it's been freshened up. It's been given some tender love and care. But this is the final shape that we end up doing for the inside, and I actually kind of love it. This shape reminds me of a build that I actually did in The Sims 3. So my introduction to The Sims was The Sims 3, but I actually played it on the PlayStation 3. So it was, you know, base game, and that was it, nothing else. But there was one house that I made while I was playing that, and let me tell you, I was obsessed. I was obsessed with The Sims 3. I played it every single day on that PlayStation. Good memories there. But I made this gorgeous house that had a very similar shape to this, and for some reason, I've tried to recreate it so many times, but I could never get it quite right. And this was unintentional, but I'm pretty sure this is very close to the shape of that house. So that made me happy. I kind of unintentionally recreated an old favorite, which was nice. But as you can see, we are using this lovely gray wallpaper today with some nice white trim. And this ends up being a pretty colorful build. So it's colorful in my own way. As some of you may already know, if you're familiar with my past speed builds, I struggle to incorporate color. I either do all black or all beige. I love like a warm toned house, I think. If it's not black, I love a warm tone house. I just think it's comfy cozy and very inviting, but I was determined to incorporate some color. So the best way that I could figure out how to do that, and this is what I do in real life. As you can see, in my office here, I have gray walls with white trim, and I incorporate the color through my decor, and that is because I change my mind all the time, and I want to be able to update my decor whenever I feel like it. And when you paint the walls a crazy color to express your personality, which I think is awesome, you're going to be doing that a lot if you're somebody who's like constantly changing, constantly evolving, and figuring out your own personal style. So I'm someone who can't do color on the walls because I will decide one month that I love that color and the next month I'll be like, oh no, but I want to change it. So I go with very plain walls and incorporate the color through all of the furniture and the decor items. I think that's a very realistic way of going about it. And again, I love realism in The Sims 4, and I think in real life that it's very good for the resale value to just go with a plain wall, whether it be beige or gray or white, something of that nature. But yeah, so that's kind of the thought process behind it. But that's what's always fun for me is like, okay, how can I incorporate that color now? So what I decided to do was I used one item, and that's what I've been doing lately is I've been taking one item that I want to use. And in this case, it was the couch. I think this is from the Book Nook kit, if I'm correct. Yes, it's not Basement Treasures, I know that. It's the Book Nook kit, which I'm obsessed with and I cannot stop using. They have my favorite couches and chairs in the entire game. I love them so much. Love the neutral colors, but they also have some very pretty colors like this minty blue. Love it. So obsessed. But what was I saying? Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. I got sidetracked there. It's so hard to rein myself in when I create these speed builds or these commentaries for the speed builds because I get so genuinely excited and my brain thinks about so many different elements of the build all at once that I just have to like, okay, bring it in, Ray, focus on one thing at a time. But basically what I did is I based the entire color scheme off of that couch. So that's what I've been doing lately is I take either a curtain that I want to use or a couch, and that is how I try to incorporate the color scheme. So that's so much easier for me to do for someone who's not great at using color. So it just like prepares you, like you're like, okay, I can do this. I know what color is in this couch. I know what color is in the accent pillow and in the little blanket, and that helps me a ton. So I love how this color scheme turned out. I love the minty blue. We did a little bit of like minty green upstairs too. And I don't know, I like it. I like it a lot. It's very comforting, even though it's not warm colors, although there is warm wood in the floorboards and in the furniture. I can't help it. I love myself a good warm toned wood. Even though this is my first renovation that I've shared on this channel, it genuinely is my favorite renovation that I have ever done in my entire time playing The Sims 4. I know that's kind of sad because it's not even the same house. It's so different. It is so different from the original, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But look, when you are a builder in The Sims, sometimes you set out to do something and then you end up going in the complete different direction, because when inspiration strikes, you have got to go with the flow. Let me tell you. So that's what I did. I kind of envisioned this shape that I was thinking of. I wanted to make it a smaller home and have a bigger backyard, and so I went with it. I went with it, and I decided to actually trust my own instincts for once. So we're learning. We're learning to be a little more confident as a builder, and that's thanks to you guys, because you guys have been hyping me up so much while I've been posting these builds, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. You all have been so sweet to me. So thank you for commenting on my videos and encouraging me to lean into my own style, and don't apologize for doing the same types of things, because like for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, are people gonna get bored seeing the same type of style over and over again? But no, you guys are always like, no, like you're doing your own style. You guys are just so insanely nice to me, and I really appreciate it. We are working on the upstairs now. The upstairs bedroom is pretty freaking cool. We decided to do a bedroom with an office. So basically it's a walk-in closet that I turned into an office, and I did a guest bedroom, which is something I never do. I kind of imagined that whoever lives here has a mom or a mother-in-law. I guess it would have to be a mom, because I would imagine that this is a single sim, so probably their mom comes to visit them. So there is a very nice little guest bedroom for them to come and stay in, which I really enjoyed doing. I used a little bit of rundown furniture just to make it seem, because I feel like every guest bedroom that I have been in, oh my god, these bangs are driving me nuts. I get them cut in a couple of days. And they are so freaking long. My goodness, they grew so fast since my last hair appointment, man. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, every guest bedroom that I've ever been in is kind of just where people put their spare pieces of furniture, and sometimes the spare pieces of furniture are a little bit older. So that's kind of what I leaned into with the guest bedroom, but it's done in a really nice way. I think it's really pretty. So, and the lighting in there turned out to be gorgeous. So I used sheer curtains because I didn't want to block out the lighting. It was so pretty. So yeah, that's what we did for the guest bedroom. Some rundown furniture. I think there's a chair and a mirror and a dresser, just the essentials, and we used some green and white wallpaper, I think. But as you can see in the bedroom here, oh, what's wrong, Posy? I have my dog in here with me today, and she just heard a noise outside, so now she's afraid. She's afraid of everything, but it's okay. She's fine. She'll be fine. But this color scheme in here is very minty green. The color scheme in this room reminds me a lot of one of my favorite brands and flavors of gum, which is the Orbit Sweet Mint. So if you chew that gum, then you can probably tell what the vibe was in here. And I really like it. I think it's really pretty. So we did a lot of light blues, light green. We do a little bit of yellow in the room or in the house. We used a lot of eco lifestyle, dream home decorator, and tiny living throughout this house, and especially in this bedroom. So if you're wondering where the bed came from, that's actually a debug bed from Eco Lifestyle, and I always forget to use it, but I think I saw somebody use it in a speed build recently, and I decided that I needed to make a special effort to use them in a build because they're really, really pretty, and I love the colors. I was close to using one with a white comforter instead of this mint green, which I also think looked good, but this green, this is my favorite shade of green. Beautiful, beautiful color. Absolutely love it. So now we're working on the walk-in closet turned office. So I kind of imagined this person might be a little bit crafty, or maybe they're an artist, something like that. I feel like I always make my homes for a crafty person or an artist. And I think the reason that is because there's just so many items for that type of sim. Also, I'm sorry if you noticed a little bit of a change in lighting. It's just starting to get dark out right now, so the sun's kind of coming in and out, but I just couldn't wait to start filming videos. I try to film in the most consistent of lighting possible, but the lighting is crazy where I live. It's just always coming in and out. I'm either sitting in complete darkness or my face is like way too overblown. So yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating as a person who likes to record YouTube videos. But one of these days, I really want to get blackout curtains, but the problem is I want them in white, and it is very hard to find really good quality blackout curtains that come in white. So I don't know if that's a relatable issue for any of you guys out there. If you make videos with face cam, you might understand my struggle. But that's what's been going on for me lately. I do really want to get those. I think it's going to be a total game changer. But I also thought that this person had a cat. So you'll notice that there are some cat things placed around the house. Like she has a cat rug in her office, which I thought was super cute. Later on, I don't know if we already did this or if it's later in the build, but we do have like some pet bowls, and we used a little paw print and heart rug, which I used to be obsessed with using that one, and I totally forgot about it. So I was happy that I found it. I think I placed that later in the build, if I'm correct. It's been a while. I always say that, but I always get to these builds like 2 to 3 days later, end up commentating for them 2 to 3 days later after I've built them. So I tend to forget the details. Like I'll remember the big things that I did, like, oh, this was a place for a crafter and there was a guest bedroom. I can remember those things, but when it comes to the details, I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I forgot to do this or if I remembered to do that, or when does this happen? I don't know. I forget all of those things. But as you can see, we are working on the guest bedroom now, and I used this bed from, what is that from? I think it's from Horse Ranch again. I've been using a lot of Horse Ranch because I just bought that pack. I bought 3 packs recently because I'm going through a little bit of a hard time right now, and I needed something to pour all of my focus into, and that turned out to be this channel and The Sims 4. So I bought Horse Ranch 1 week after I had gotten paid from my job. And then the following week after I got paid, I got, which one was it? Growing Together. That's the one that I bought yesterday. Yesterday? Yes, I bought it yesterday. And today I bought Home Chef Hustle. And the main reason I bought Home Chef Hustle was because I thought it would go really well with Growing Together. And unfortunately, Growing Together doesn't come with any kitchen counters or cabinets, which is like, oh, that makes me so mad. Nothing makes me more mad than a frickin' expansion pack or game pack. I'll let it slide with a stuff pack, but an expansion pack or game pack not coming with kitchen counters or cabinets, that'll make me say curse words, man. I don't like it. It's what are you doing? What are you doing, Sims team? I know that they're not like the easiest thing to make, apparently, because I think it's because they're a module thing. You have all these different shapes and sizes, but come on, guys, get it together. Get it together. We can never have enough kitchen counters or cabinets. Welcome to my TED Talk. Thank you for listening. Oh my God. I get so worked up about that because I love building kitchens. That's like what I usually start with. So it's upsetting to me. So I did the wrong thing. I should have like protested that, but instead I went and bought their kit, which is exactly what they wanted me to do. So it is what it is. Am I right? It's a struggle. It's a struggle when you're obsessed with this game, but you don't always like what they do, but you got to do what you got to do to build the way you want to build. And I don't know. I'm complaining a little too much, but I think you guys feel me though. You feel me, right? So we are working on the exterior now, which again, I absolutely love this bright yellow or butter yellow color scheme on the outside. I tried so hard to keep the original vision. I think you can tell that it's still the same house. I think the main reason you can tell that it's still the same house is the double porch. That helps, but that's just such an iconic part of this house. I couldn't just knock that down. I also really like the landscaping that I did. You guys, I'm not trying to say that I'm a good landscaper, but I can see improvements in so I try so hard not to judge myself based on what other people can do, but my own improvement. And that's what we all need to be doing, is try not to judge ourselves by other people's skills, but our own. And I have seen so much improvement in my landscaping since I started this channel. It's been unreal. I'm really happy with what I did for this yard, for the back and the front. It just looks so nice, and it's not all that complicated. It's just a couple of these low-lying flowers and some pink flowers and some trees, and that's it. And this to me looks good. We used this thing from OMG. I think it's for rent, but I always want to think that it's high school years. I've said this so many times, but I rarely make it outside of build mode, and so I haven't played with that item, but I put a bunch of outdoor It's not actually outdoor furniture, but I made it into outdoor furniture. Anything is outdoor furniture if you put it outdoors. So I put furniture underneath that item. I don't know if Sims can actually get to it. I would hope so, because then what would be the point of that item if they can't? But I stuck things under there anyway. I don't know. I don't play test these houses very often. The last house that I play tested was the tiny trailer park build. Hold me closer, tiny trailer. You know that one? I play tested that build because I knew I was going to put it up on the gallery, and I also, with it being so small, I wanted to make sure that there wasn't any glaringly obvious boo-boos. I wanted to make sure your Sims could actually get around in that one, because I think it's just such a fun build to actually play with. But oh my god, you guys, I don't want to talk too much about builds that isn't this one that we're working on currently, but that build is popping off right now. It has, like, I have it over here. It has 5,200 views right now, and that is just like, I am flabbergasted. Let me make sure I used that right. Flabbergasted. Greatly surprised or astonished. I used that correctly. I was talking to my mom because I talked my mom's ear off. She's like hardcore supporting me and my channel right now, and I'm like, Mom, I would be so excited if this video got 1,000 views. At 5,200. Oh wow. 5,200 people watched me talk about a tiny trailer park. Insanity. But we are coming up on the screenshots now, you guys, so I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel because I would love to have you here. I hope you all are having a really fantastic day, and until the next one, bye everybody.